Okay, so we're going to start this video by educating ourselves on some facts where we can protect ourselves from everything and everyone and anyone who has an issue with what we say. So, we're going to start by one of the presidents which we were educated about if you were born in the 70s or the 60s. If not, you might want to go pick up a book and read it. You don't always have to go to college for something. It's some things are just plain common sense, okay? So, and in religion, if someone wants to hire you to do something, even in the multi-million dollar churches, they will hire you and they will train you because they're doing things strictly on the word of God based on the Bible. So let's not worry about so much about education. It's okay. Okay. Because I'm going to tell you why. When my children were going to school, the school teachers were passing the black students and they didn't know how to read. So what I did is I went to school so I could homeschool my children, and I taught my children how to read, how to do math, and division. And I put them in school, and they were a grade ahead of their peers because the teachers were passing black students and they didn't know how to read. So that's why we have football players and basketball players and boxers who do not know how to read because teachers who were white didn't want to take the time to care about whether they knew how to read it or not. So they just passed them. They just didn't want to be bothered and take the time. Now they've even got worse. That's one of the reasons why I chose Christian based education. And I had a preschool class and a fourth grade class. And it was one of the first Christian based academies run by Prophet Barsh, whom was in the military, and he had 7 children, him and his wife, and she was in the military. They created their own curriculum called the PACE curriculum. Now, the state of Washington was so racist that they never gave him an award for it. They don't want black people running a Christian based education anyway. They want it all based on them. But in them basing everything on them, we have different ways of living as black people. We talk different, we think different because we go through different things. How can a racist person who's never had the experience but has the education of a judge or a lawyer or a police officer make a judgment on a black person when he has never ever in his life had the experience of racism? Now we're going to go into Sambo, guys, and the Uncle Tums, and however you guys want to word it. Black people who they pay, yes, I said pay, they pay them extra sometime to sit in courtrooms with a black face to deceive you when that black man or judge or police officer or lawyer has never had the experience of racism. So therefore, he's in favor of every white face in the courtroom. That's why most black men who are appointed a court attorney lose the case because the court attorney has already speaking to the judge before they came to court. This is called the cover your ass policy. By the way, the state of Washington has that. So now we're going to go a little deep into what they are doing wrong and how they are violating the rights of the innocent people who are low income. I've seen white people get beat to death recently, a white man, and he wasn't doing anything. Yes, Black Lives Matter. We will always matter because we are the only generation who our children was fed to alligators as bait and they were infants. Therefore, we need some type of reparations. So let's go about talk about education now. So I'm going to read to you guys one of my favorite quotes. It says, "The office of the president has been used to format a plot to destroy Americans' freedom. And before I leave office, I must inform the citizens of this plight. President Kennedy, he was assassinated on the 22nd of November, 1962, 10 days after he made the speech to Columbia University on November 12th, 1963. So, Are they really trying to reform the police? Is Senate really trying to help us as Black American people? Are they really? Because they can't get rid of the Black race because of the interracial race that the slave master, plantation owner, created himself when he created the first adultery sin because he didn't want his own wife, when he created the first rape, when he created the first murder of the slave woman's husband because he wanted to use her and breed interracial children. So we're going to go into the deep things, but we're going to do it in a very educated way. And I'm going to do it in my way that the Lord has anointed me to do it, to talk to you guys, because they try to shut me up. They did everything to me physically, mentally, health wise, to try to take my life from me. And I'm going to go to on to tell you guys about that because the coronaviruses that's coming and how the Lord has kept me. Because if it wasn't for the Lord on my side, I would not be here. So I'm going to talk to you guys about my experiences for a testimony, and they are not to be used to bully anyone, to make fun of anyone, nor to seek revenge on anyone. They are for information and education. That's all. This is Anish Lucicious Nefertali, and I'll be back, you guys. Okay? You might want to have a chicken leg, a piece of bread, or a cornbread. And that's what I said. Mwah.